Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers. Today, doing a special NCAA Week 8. We're Week 8 already. The time is flying by. Game preview between the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Ohio State Buckeyes, the number 2 ranked team in the country. So if you enjoy this video or this episode of the podcast, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week, Facebook and YouTube. We also have clips of our show on Instagram at 100 Football and our amazing LinkedIn page where you can find some amazing access to our podcast, available Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever you enjoy listening to your podcast. Let's get into this one. Iowa, Ohio State. The first time these two teams have played since 2017 when Iowa got the big win over the Buckeyes. But currently looking at the 2022 season, Iowa sitting at a record of 500, 3-3 on the year. As for Ohio State, they are perfect, picture perfect, 6-0 on the season. Let's talk more about these Hawkeyes, what they can do to pull off the win this upcoming week. So Iowa, it's a team that, to say struggles is an understatement. They can't score points flat out. The most amount of points Iowa has scored this season. I want you to sit back and take this in, right? 27. The entire season. Other than that, not much doing. Currently, out of the 100 and I believe 31 teams ranked in Division I football in the FBS in terms of points per game, the Iowa Hawkeyes sit pretty at number 127, averaging just 14.7 points per ball game. They're barely averaging over 2 touchdowns. So this is a team that needs to rely on some good quality defense to get some wins or maybe just do something. Meanwhile, on the flip side, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but Ohio State, they're ranked number 1 in terms of offense with 48.8 points per game. So just the difference in offense right there is all I need to say, honestly. Spencer Petras, the quarterback, 87 to 161, 939 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. So not much doing for him there. Williams, the running back, right, 64 carries, 236 yards, also not doing much. But Laporta, their wide receiver, leading the way, 30 catches for 278. And they've just got to get some offense flowing out there in Iowa, man. If they want to win this ball game, if they want to upset the Ohio State Buckeyes, they got to do something. Their last game against Illinois on October the 8th, they lost 9-6 in a battle of the field goals. And then against Michigan, a tougher matchup, right? 27-14. I thought Michigan was going to run away with it, but they also struggled. But they got to work on that, man. But I will say, though, their defense is really good, right? Their defense looks pretty solid at times. So in terms of their season, they've lost 10-7, 27-14, and 9-6. So that is their strong suit, obviously. Got to rely on that this upcoming week to get the big W. Now, for the defense, watch out for linebacker Jack Campbell, currently leading the team with 62 tackles on the season. 13 sacks as a whole for these Hawkeyes, with the leader being Lucas Van Ness, defensive lineman. He could have a big day. Interceptions, make that 6 on the team. Cooper DeJean leading the way with 3 of those bad boys. So Iowa got to work on some offense, man. Just got to try something. Just see if it sticks. I don't know, get some trick plays in there, but you got to work on something if you're going to upset this Ohio State team. I'm just saying. Let's talk about these Buckeyes. Perfect 6-0 record on the season, and it's the C.J. Stroud show. And when I say that, this young man has been balling, as our guy, Mr. Football Vince Turner, like to say. 113 of 160 passing, 1,737 yards, 24 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions through 6 games so far this season. That's incredible. There's a reason I did a video a couple months ago talking about my top 5 Heisman. Go check out that whole list, but he is for sure on that list, and here he is looking like the front runner so far this upcoming 2022 season. Now, also for the Ohio State Buckeyes, it's not just him. You also have a top-tier running back in Mayan Williams, the running back, number 3, the junior out of Cincinnati. 64 carries, close to 500 yards, but he gets it done on the ground. 8 scores so far on the season, and the receiving core. It's a heck of a receiving core, man. When you look at this team, they got Egbuka, 35 catches, 655, and 18.7 average, 6 touchdowns. Of course, Marvin Harrison Jr., 9 touchdowns on the season with 536 yards caught and 31 receptions. Those are your 2 top guys, the 2 big guys you got to look out for each and every single week. But let's flip things over to the defense, where they are still rocking over there as well. Looking at this team for so far this year, right, in terms of points that they've given up and points they've gotten, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, they are the top scoring team in the country in terms of points per game. Now, they have pretty much ran through everyone in terms of just pure dominance. A little bit of I'll say, a struggle against Notre Dame. Week 1, they won 21-10. Other than that, everything else has been a complete and utter blowout. 45-12, 77-21. Are you sure they weren't playing on rookie? 55-21 next week, 49-10 against Rutgers, and then against Michigan State on October the 8th, they beat them 49-20, and they are just steamrolling through everyone. The most amount of points they've given up this season is just 21, so pretty even there. Also with Iowa, right? But this team on defense is no slouch either. I know everyone talks about the offense, but that defense comes to play each and every single week. Tommy Eichenberg, 50 tackles on the season, right at that half-century mark. In terms of sacks, you got a bunch of big guys up there. But, of course, Michael Hall Jr. is your leader, 4.5 on the season, with Eichenberg right behind him with 2.5. 14 sacks on the season for the Buckeyes. In the secondary, you got to watch out for those guys out there. They have 4 interceptions on the year, so not a whole lot. But in terms of passes defended, they have 17. Watch out, Denzel Burke, the corner. He's out there. He's a ball hawk. He's ready for it, along with Jair Brown on his opposite side. So Ohio State is just a complete – it's a machine, right? A well-oiled machine each and every Saturday. You know what you're going to get out of Coach Ryan Day. However, for Iowa, it's been a little hit and miss so far this season. I mean, if you've seen some of the highlights, the offense can definitely struggle at points. And so for that reason, I gotta go, man. Ohio State I'm gonna go with the easy W in this ball game. Give me Ohio State. You know what? Give me Ohio State 52 and give me Iowa. I'll be generous and I'll give them 14. So 52-14. Go with the Buckeyes. I can't wait to see how this game plays out this upcoming week at Ohio State. If you enjoy the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Everyone, we go live each and every single week, Facebook, YouTube. Check out our podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just look for our logo right there with the ball on the 50-yard line, and you will be ready to be engulfed in some amazing football action, football knowledge in terms of draft prospects for 2023. Yes, we've been doing this for months, but we're still getting things ready, getting you prepped for who could be number 1. Game previews, obviously, as we're doing right now, both in college and the NFL, and pretty much every single week, we have an amazing guest or guests come on our show and talk with our legend, Bobby Butler, about the game they've played, football. We've also had some amazing other guests on who are not in the football world but have tremendous stories. So go over there, check that out, along with all of our amazing content. Well over 1,000 episodes and counting. I've been your host today, Logan Landers. Enjoy the rest of the week, the weekend. Watch some football, and we'll see